if you be person where they very close to the internet space and where they watch things where they happen for the internet, you don't realize, say, it did deliberate attempts to showcase what they call the anger of some northerners against the candidacy of P2B and Kwankwaso. But why this one they happen now? Now, some people don't talk saying a deliberate smear campaign against the person of P2B and Kwankwaso. Paid or not paid, waiting be the reason for this smear campaign if it's actually true. Some people they talk say, oh, why didn't go bring out this issue? We get to do with P2B pursue northerners for inside Anambra State. If they mandate them, say they must get ID card. Others don't come out contact say, now actually Rochas or Korocha Duam. But why did they call P2B say na Duam? You see, all of these issues, but that is not even all because Kenneth Okonkwo come out today, contact say the NDC, Nigerian Democratic Congress. So it be say P2B belong to say that Tinubu gets the party. And as he did like this, say P2B they trapped. So if you vote for NDC, you vote for Tinubu. So who go vote for Atiku Abubakar? Abi the same Atiku way be say Babacha Lawa demolish. Now, could vote for. You see, people they talk about a lot of things, and people just get mixed reaction concerning all of these things. Now, we make we day here to clear all of that and more. But that one not even stop. Plus, talking about the bad meds that happen for inside the country. If you see the level of things that happen for the country, the killing they like saying a raise to power 10. The things and what they happen is just too much. Complain don't too much. National Assembly, they don't they talk out now. Talk what they need to talk since. But wait to make them quiet since. And then the presidency, why it hard for them to take that action against these people them? All of this matter and more. Now we want me Dr. Katch help us unpack for inside the show this evening. Welcome to another beautiful day to bring on an update. This is the updated precious. But I will bring on the major updates very, very soon. We could just hear from Dr. Katch for all the things that happen for Nigeria. Good evening, Dr. Katch, and thank you so much for joining us. Another Thursday for us to talk about things that happen for inside Nigeria.
Good evening, my dear precious. It's actually good to be with you.
Thank
and
you,
I'm
sir.
happy to be with you and your audience.
Sorry,
Nigeria
sir.
is a country of everyday new issues. So
extraordinary every day. Now waiting somebody call us in extraordinary every day happenings. Now they happen for Nigeria. So Dr. Katch, you know that while you were away since last week, that you and I did not see a lot of things happened. One of which is the wahala that is happening in ADC. Did you know that we heard that people that are now big wigs in southern Nigeria are running away from being Atiku's VP? We heard that he tried to poach Abi to get Chibike and Chibike refused. He tried to get Ihedioha, your brother, Ihedioha. I don't know whether he has agreed or not, or he refused. So Ukonde here, some people say, why you not take Kenneth Okonkwo now as in VP? But that's not really the thing will happen now. Because still inside the ADC, one man where in Babacha Lawa, we get business with grass costing. Sometimes that man. If you see the demolition where he demolish Atiku Abubakar, he call him Kachala. Kachala will be a name where basically they call one popular bandit. And just call on that too. It also should be in full and people they happy saying don't win, saying one can take over power. So instead of them to use the coalition to form better change and take better person, then they use them to use for fulfill an agenda. Dr. Katch, that thing you said about the ADC then was exactly what Babacha was saying. People say, hey, you're supposed to open church. Dr. Katch, you never tried to open church. Prophets Katch, sir. For they come, they patronize you because most of the things where you talk, just now waiting to be say Babacha Lawa talk. In fact, into say if they vote Atiku, say then go get Tinubu rest to power 10. Say we'll go get 6 Remi Tinubus and 24 Sheyi Tinubus. It talk plenty things, so that one no can end. Today now, instead of them to come begin respond to those issues, them now Okonkwo come begin blast P2B. Say P2B they work for Tinubu. Say anybody will vote for P2B go they vote for Tinubu. And say because NDC na Tinubu get them. I just make I give you small of the gossip that we see happen recently. No vex. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
I don't think those things are new. They are expected. Kenneth Okonkwo and his clanning boss, they have run the full gauntlet, and now they're saying that the rest of the country understand what's going on. One, Atiku Buhari made sure that who and he spent so much.
That intel to what they sell then.
He sold Intel, his shares in it were sold. which he now used to fund his last.
Ndoke people. As they just type Ndoke, 9 network won't come worry. My village people, leave us alone now. I go call my papa grave for now. People should leave us alone in this network. Let's listen to gist, please. Sincere apologies. That's a network problem from Dr. Katch. I do hope that the problem bounces off.
Like a madman from his
Okay,
state.
sir.
And that has always been the norm. Atiku will be governor in the south that will take money from the coffers of his state, and then bingo, you have funded for Atiku's presidential campaign. If he doesn't get the money this time around, well, I don't know what will. Maybe Kachala and the other Fulani militia leaders may contribute money for Atiku. I suspect it may come to that particular.
No, sir. This one no good now. You say that is terrorist.
Yeah.
Kachala will contribute money, give Atiku to use the campaign. That is, sir. Hey, no.
Well, you need to understand. You need to understand. There's nobody now to fund the old scam. That's why Atiku kept running and running and running for presidency. They were always governors that could be turned into fools. They will take so much of their state's money and they will fund this candidate like Atiku. I think a lot of people understand now that people in the South will not vote for Atiku because Atiku showed through his toxic desperation that he doesn't care about equity. Don't forget, Atiku started the fight for equity in 2013, insisting that the zoning must reflect
to the north
inclusion
against
for the
Jonathan.
North.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And he achieved that. He built a coalition with his MPDP, and with that, they formed APC coalition.
Yes.
And the rest is history. They took power. Same Atiku refused to respect the same sanctity of equitable representation for all sections of Nigeria. And we have now seen him dance naked. That's why everybody's. Yes, people have seen him dance naked in a market square. That's why they are avoiding him like a plague. He has, as an elder citizen, not done what he should do. An elder should understand that inclusive thoughts that gets him to recognize that others are also part and should be part of the inclusion in any arrangement in a federal experiment like the Nigerian project. You need equitable inclusion of all sections of the federating arrangement. Atiku has a mindset of the military. The South can do nothing. That's why you see all Southerners are running away from him. But who knows? There might be a Southerner with money who just wants to advertise his name in the process. They could probably bring him money. And you know, Atiku's vice presidency is never free. It's always for sale. So
does it mean that P2B, does it mean that he sold it to P2B in 2019?
Yes. Yes, he did.
So P2B paid him in 2019 for it?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes,
yeah.
Peter,
you know the level of what they talk now. So that means Atiku did not appoint or pick P2B as his vice presidential candidate in 2019 out of conviction of his competence and character. Now, because say if you say P2B will give him money.
That's what no. Not in things say because P2B brought money. The money P2B brought was what was used to win the Port Harcourt primaries of the PDP. So by the time people like David Omae, Ike Kwerewado, and other Igbo leaders were driving to go meet Atiku to discuss about the VP ship. They were inside their cars when they heard it on radio that Peter Obi has been chosen as the vice presidential candidate of the PDP. Atiku didn't need to talk to anybody once he respected who brought the cash. So that was also why in the 2023 scenario, once we understood that it was Governor Kowa who had been funding Atiku's campaign, we knew there was no need to wait on Atiku. We left and started talking to the Labour Party. And that's what happened. So him saying that nobody told him, nobody needed to tell him because we knew what was going on. You know, we were listening to everything. And the minute it was confirmed that it was Okowa who was funding, we knew. You know, anytime you go to buy vehicles at Beggar, it's always the man who brought money that stays in front when the car is being tested along the Apapa Ilasamaja Express Road. That's what happened. So we knew since Okowa brought the money, there was no need to hang around. Atiku had made his choice and we left. So we think that's been his stock in trade. It's a standard ploy. The protocols are understood. So I think if now that people know he won't win, of course, there's no way he will win. You know, I think Atiku suffers from a time warp problem. You know, the game is the North rule, the South rules. He doesn't have that kind of understanding in his calculus. So I think
So,
that's
so
why
do,
it's not
do
there.
you think that that may be one of the reasons we make people like Soludo? Because we also hears at some point, Soludo was hoping that he will be picked as Atiku's vice presidential candidate in 2019. So do you think that this is the reason why people like Soludo and Umahi that you mentioned, they not too like the idea of Peter Obi at all because they'd always talk against them? Do you think that this is the reason? Because he feels that Atiku picks them over them. Sorry, picked him over them. Picked Peter Obi over them in
You
2019.
need
Could that
to
be the reason?
understand. No, well, you need to understand there is jealousy in the affairs of competitors. And of course, Peter Obi beat them to it. Soludo's problem is just that of envy. Peter Obi and him had been governors. Peter was governor before him. And despite him being an incumbent governor, Peter seems to have more social acceptability across the country. Of course, that will bring envy amongst Igbo leaders of his generation. That's understandable. Some of them will rather go with Atiku and any other person from afar instead of accepting him as a new leader. And they wouldn't say, they would say, who is this? How made him our leader? Is this, is that, and that's how it is. But those of us who saw in him the qualities that we came to understand were so magnetic in the consideration of the youth, understood that this was something unique. So by the time he and the phenomenon and the bandwagon effect that phenomena brought swept all of them out of what they were doing, it was too late. So that's why you see some of them trying to come now to work with us, work with Peter. Even though some of them thought Peter should go work with Atiku, Peter refused to do this. And I agree with Peter 100%.
Okay, so make we go to some of this accusation where be say Oga Babacha Lawale. He talk plenty thing. No, Oga, Dr. Katch, sir, what do you think say they brew? What do you say they go on between these parties? Then where they involved, where they cause this kind problem, we make Babacha Lawale go bust out like this in public about them.
Well, you understand this is supposed to be a brand new coalition. Lawal thinks members will do things differently from the past. And when he saw that it was more of the same old fraudulent protocols and ways, he now had to speak out. angrily. Atiku had people declare him winner of primary with counts that were just not known to mathematics. Somebody will count 1, count 20, after that 100, then 200, after that 1,000, then 4,000, then 10,000, then 20. That's nonsense. It does not follow any logic. If you count, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Such historically understood polite mode of counting, not 1,
Mm.
20, 100, 400, 2,000, 10,000. That was a mess.
So
So
there was something he said. He said that they chose he talk that's in letter a carry weight away. He said they choose one name we call Atiku and no go pick column over
Kachala,
over
that they
over
chose
apart from
Kachala.
Katala,
That was just
over an
it
economist, a
was
renowned
making
economist.
it
Mm.
was making reference
Yes,
to
sir.
the people Atiku organized in the party as we then now went for primary unknown to them. Those people were not ready for primary. They were simply going to rig the whole process for Atiku's advantage. So that goes to validate the understanding and the talks that Atiku and those who set up the ADC actually set it up to help
For him.
Atiku's. Yes, exactly. So that's as he said that he said, if not, what would have given them the audacity to give numbers like that to Atiku in state
Hmm.
after state after state? That simply meant Atiku had his goons all over the place making such offensive counting processes. And that's
Hmm.
why they got angry. So Amechi saw that. What kind of irregular counting is this? And you then use those irregular countings and the outcome from such irregular behavior to declare Atiku candidates. And that's why a lot of them said nothing has changed about Atiku and his fraudulent ways. So that's the reason
Uh,
for that. Well, Lawal has left. I knew this was going to come, and that's why I told you I was never going to follow Peter into that ADC experiment. I told you that from the beginning. I said I will stay out. It will not work, and when it doesn't work, Peter will come out and we'll continue what we're doing. That's exactly where we are. He's come out, and all of us have moved on from where we stopped. So I don't think we understood who Atiku was. We believed he was just, impossible. He was, in my own thoughts, irredeemable. But Peter just thought, okay, let me give him one more chance so that I can talk inside as a member of the coalition and appeal to them. But once he now went in and he found there was no way, that was why he made that declaration in Enugu that he has not seen that there is no way. Remember, I kept saying on this program that Peter will run as a candidate for president at the elections. And that's where we are right now. So people kept saying why. I said, because we as a group, we have something we want to do. And we see Peter as the person we want to use to do that. And that's what it is. It's not Peter will be selecting himself. No, it is the youth seeing him as somebody capable of being trusted to implement the protocols that we believe shall lead Nigeria to a better place. And that's what we say a new Nigeria is possible. So, yes, they tried to talk him in, no, but they were not ready. They just simply want to use the momentum that we have created with his leadership for themselves. So for me, I don't really think, I think it was a waste of time. I blame
hmm.
Peter for going in there because if he had used the time that he used in experimenting with them to continue to build our movement, we would have been able to have people come in and we'll move on.
All
There's
right,
no
sir.
need to help build the opposition. And that, for me, was really, really a big mistake. Peter joining the ADC. It cost us a lot of time. We could have used all that time to signal to people about the platform that we want to use. And that's, but then, as they say, nature has its own ways.
Okay.
Dixon blocked the platform and we're okay with it.
Okay. So that Dr. Katch, I'm going to read from the last two paragraphs of David Lawal, that is Babacha Lawal's message. Please kindly help me pay attention. It says, while I will be tweaking my plans for the future, which by now he's already advanced and said he may likely support Shawari. He said, while I'll be tweaking my plans for the future and consulting like-minded colleagues on how to stop this incompetent octogenarian. Chai, that is incompetent 70-year-old plus man. I will see column from coming close to the presidential office. I will, in the meantime, retire to my village farm from where I will be watching Kachala Atiku and his band of wicked vote riggers and result manipulators mercilessly outrigged and beaten to the pulp by Tinubu's ruthless and superior rigging machine. Now, here's what he said again. He said, then it will be bye-bye to this octogenarian presidential wannabe. It will be bye-bye to the North for preferring a religious hegemonist over a competent, world-renowned economist and corporate guru. Who do you think he was referring to as the world-renowned economic guru?
Peter Obi.
And why? Are you sure it's Peter Obi? Because we're not talking about the primaries. We're talking about the primaries in.
Don't
ADC.
Forget that. Listen.
Are you sure it's not?
Don't forget that him, Babachi
Mm.
Lawal, worked with me and Peter Obi in the last election.
Yes, he did.
And
But he said he's
Babachi
not supporting Peter
Lawal,
Obi in this election.
I don't worry about that. Babachi Lawal got convinced with the words of Atiku and other people about the need to get a northerner. And the impression he was with the ADC thing, most people believe the ADC story was a done deal for Atiku. So once you were there, it meant you agree with Atiku. So once you left, they'll say, the man doesn't want Atiku anymore. That's just what it is. So for me, we're happy for the friendship. We have no doubts. Now that he has seen what I saw, mine is that I refused to follow Peter into ADC because I did not believe anything good will come from wishing on Atiku to come around. No, it will not. I knew this because I understood when we started this argument in the PDP, it was me doing Okukwe against Atiku's position and the people he convinced in the party. So I understood it. For me, it's only a matter of time that other people will see what I saw and the reasons why we started the movement and the subsequent implosion of the party. And of course, the Atiku instigated the death of the opposition unity. So for me, I am not surprised at the things I'm saying. I tell people, yes, the opposition is in disarray. You see, instead of Atiku to agree, it is the turn of the South. No, he's willing to implode and undermine the unity of the opposition just because they will not let him be the candidate. That's exactly what you're saying. So
Okay, sir.
we are watching and we shall not forget. We will not forget.
All right, sir. But why do you think he may not be referring to Hayatuddin?
Hayatuddin
said that economist, world-renowned economist, and all that.
Listen, Hayatuddin has always been a wannabe, and for me, I don't consider him.
But he has a track record, at least in
he has a track record of being a party man in the past 3 election cycles. Don't forget, this man was in the corporate world. He only just recently, yes, he never was a politician.
No.
His being a
But that makes
politician
him a
is to come
technocrat.
into
Does
listen.
that not make him a technocrat?
He came into a political party to seek for presidential ticket. He had never been part and parcel of the political process, neither in his state or nationally. So there are people who simply their first entry behavior into politics is to seek to want to become governor or want to become president. Mr. Hayatuddin is in that class. And he doesn't have the momentum. The person with the momentum currently is Peter Obi. Of all those people who existed in that caucus, that was opposition caucus. So those who do not want to support us, they have seen that there were no alternatives. They refused to follow Peter and they thought that there's something in Atiku. Atiku has stung them again. So you can't ask the snake, why did you bite me? The snake will tell you sorry. That's what I do. I bite. Yes. Don't ask a scorpion why he sting me. Scorpions are meant to sting, and that's what it is. So we've continued to move forward. But it's also good that we've properly now seen what the problems are. The opposition can't find unity. It's not just that the incumbents don't want them. No, the opposition can't find unity because of me politics played by people like Atiku.
Okay, sir. All right. Concerning what you talk about Atiku, the picking Peter Obi for presidential candidates in 2019, some people just need clarification. Somebody talk say, remember, see, there was a talk in the past that it was Obasanjo that gave him three names: Anongozo Okonjo-Iweala, a Soludo Peter, Chukuma Soludo, and a Peter Obi, and he picked a Peter Obi. That's one. And on the other hand, people want to know, if you said he gave Atiku Abubakar money, does that not cancel the fact say Peter be saying in they do transactional politics, in they give shishi. So that one no defeats that statement saying they do
I have
transactional
not
politics.
speaking. When you say you don't do transactional politics, it's different from bringing money for a campaign.
Oh, okay. So it's not like he paid for the position.
When a
Immediately
man has,
he brought him money
yes,
for campaign. Okay, sir.
yes,
Okay, sir.
you understand. So
Yes, I do, sir.
when you want to be my VP, the man says yes. What can you contribute? And he goes and
Oh,
brings in millions of dollars. It
oh.
shows that if I'm going to go with you on this campaign, your contribution is sound. And that's how we move. So, and that's what Atiku does. He said, look, you want to run with me? I say yes. You're going to contribute to my campaign. How much can you put? And he rocks his deals with these people. And who he agrees with, he will announce the person as VP.
Hmm.
There are no free lunches in this politics. So if
Hey.
you're going to run, yes, of course, if you're going to run with somebody as a vice presidential candidate, he will either bring what his contributions will be to the campaign, because campaigns are very, very expensive exercises to run. So if you have a man running as VP and he has a consortia of supporters who now bring good money, and then that becomes their contribution in sponsoring and supporting the vice presidential candidate that they have suggested. That's the way it's done. It's never done for free. Atiku doesn't do it for free. If you are suggested by your group and he agrees to work with you in regards to the wedding from your caucus, the caucus will bring money to support this, their idea, because if the idea becomes vice president, he will represent the interests of the caucus that suggested and brought him. And that caucus, of course, they will get their kickback. You can see after Shaguri gave billions to support Tinubu, you saw what happened. More than 72% of our international infrastructure budget was handed to Mr. Shaguri, and that's what it is. So when you sponsor, when you fund politics, there are things that come with it. So you can ask yourself, do I want to contribute this kind of money and become somebody's vice presidential candidate, Or do I just use this money and run myself as a presidential candidate?
Which is what Peter Obi is doing now.
That's the trick. God bless you. So do I now use this money that I am sure of to fund myself? If I have to do that, then this is a long and tedious game. That's what we are doing. And because we know we can do it, we insist. My brother, don't be a second fiddle to anybody. You are the one we trust. Thank God you have the funding for this journey. Please let us move with you. And that's it. So when we now see him trying to go and become somebody's boy, we'll say no, we don't agree. That's what has happened in recent months. And thank God that the experiment didn't work and he's back to us. That's what it is.
Now where Atiku Abubakar don't become the flag bearer for the presidential candidate of the EDC, and Peter Obi don't come up for the party. How you think say it would be possible for ADC to win presidential election, especially because some people talk say what's they be won't do to Peter Obi for the ADC now to trap him so that they go ride on in popularity for the election as a vice presidential candidate. He wouldn't have a choice anymore. But right now he's not there. Which kind crowd who it think saying will possibly pick for VP position, we go make him get that kind of clouds where he need to get. And then before we get to this campaign where they don't do subtly around North and all that against Peter Obi and Kwankwaso ticket. But how you think say this Atiku candidates go be viable right now, considering say somebody like Obi no day as in VP, we ain't go figure for South, we go figure given that cloud, so use beat Tinubu.
Well, don't also forget, it's not just about the election. It's also about the growth of the awareness in the democracy and the sensitization across the country that has now brought some quality of knowledge and teaching to the politicians of the South. They have money. If it were before, a lot of them would be very happy to go through it at Atiku so that they can answer vice presidential candidates. Well, things have changed. He doesn't look good anymore. He doesn't have a major party. It was just the ADC. The ADC doesn't have the structures of a major party, even though it does have the support of a lot of angry people in the North. You know, anger is one thing. Another thing is you need to have momentum and trust. People in the South wouldn't take Atiku seriously because, as far as it's concerned, according from what Kenneth said, that no Southerner should be trusted by Atiku's gang, and so only a Northerner can win election, and so only Atiku can win election. And what that means is the Southerners are not regarded by him and his caucus. So you don't take such a man seriously, no? He's an enemy of the South, and he has said that openly. He refuses to work with other politicians around the country. The Northerners have said that they want to make sure that the South takes 2027, so that in 2031, nobody argues with politicians from the North in regards to the presidency being exclusively for the Northerners. I think he's not following that. So that's also why you see someone like Babachi Lawal wishing that when Atiku fails, because then he will now enter his 80s, that he won't be able to come back. You know, he could also be a shameless person who, despite the toxicity of his inordinate ambition, become very toxic, that he may just not have the shame. He may just want to continue to run. Who knows? He could run in 2031. Yes.
Will run again. I mean, Lawal just they call him an octogenarian, an 80-something years old man. I mistakenly said it was 70-something. No, that's septuagenarian. So Lawal call him an octogenarian. That's an 80-something years old man. How old didn't go come there for 2031 to run another one? How you go take be like? But let's go straight to the campaign. What we don't see what happen for North. So some northern social media users, they very divided as they get to do with Peter Obi and Kwankwaso candidacy. I don't note some deliberate blogs for inside across all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, where they run steady campaign against Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Most especially that thing where that man talk, when talk say Peter Obi pursue Northerners and tell them say they must get ID card. They use them now against Peter Obi. They said he demolished a mosque. They even said, oh, his deputy died under his watch and all that. He was assassinated under his watch. Even though at some point, now even computer can't they even correct people. They say, yes, his deputy died. In fact, some people now said, yes, his deputy died. But that same, the person who killed his deputy that was sentenced in 2023 was given clemency by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But why was he given clemency? You know, so people are beginning to respond to that. But then let's speak to this. What do you think this campaign be about? Maybe people they use this thing when you will see some of them, they won't burn Peter Obi and Kwankwaso posters and they talk, say, oh, in no one carry I see not in demolish mosque for Anambra State. Even though some people talk, say that knot was sited in the wrong place and he demolished it because and built a new one for them in a new location that is even bigger than the one that was demolished. It is, I mean, we need you to help us put this conversation into perspective so that people will not understand what in play out then. Go if you understand, sir.
Well, let me be honest to you. I am not surprised. You know, we've been through this before in 2000 and 2023. Don't forget. A lot of people will come up to me and say, all these things they are saying about Peter, what are you going to do as a special advisor on public affairs? I said, I am happy that a lot of these fake talks are giving us traction. You know, we didn't have so much money for advertising. So this talk about Peter helped us actually. They built a lot of momentum with his name. His name was trending. I had people I was working with, and I was basically able to calibrate a lot of these things they say. Even those people who don't say anything against us, some of them I'll call them and beg them to start abusing Peter. Please, they should do one so that we can gain that kind of traction. You know, that just like the kind of traction that the mention of Trump did. So that was our strategy. I want to beg you and other Nigerians not to worry. We know what to do in the background to turn all their noise into nothing. Please, we love the noise. Don't stop them. We love them sleeping and waking up with Peter in their thoughts. We're very happy that some of them have allowed the imagination of Peter to capture their brains, to also envelop their thoughts. I'm very happy about it. How can't you be happy that your product is what everybody's singing about? Don't you understand? You don't hear me talk
But they're
too
not good
much in the
songs.
some people.
But they're not some of them are
What?
not good songs.
No, you are the one. You don't understand my strategy. We did this
I
in
understand. In
2023.
PR, some will
People will
say no,
call me,
no,
say,
no, no
Kachi,
PR is
what?
bad.
Let me tell you, let me give you an instance. One of the
Mm,
problems I had in 2023 was putting Peter in
mm.
front of television. People were calling me, saying, no, you don't do that. Let talking heads. I say, no, no, no. We will run a different kind of campaign. Let the candidates talk to the people. He will learn. And then if it is too much, I'd go there to explain. And it worked. As I exposed the candidate more to the people embraced him. And it worked for us. We went on to smashing success. And I believe we will repeat the same thing. Nothing has changed. What you've simply seen is the state doing everything it can do to make sure that the processes are undermined. So for me, I'm not worried. I don't care. I want to beg you not to worry yourself. The more they talk about him, the better for us. Please. Ours is no matter how you shake him down, you're not going to find any debt. That's what we say. Go and verify. And he tells you to everybody. So I don't think people are right to drink Panadol for our headache. Allow them, please, let them shake that. And love them to always talk about him. They should not stop talking about him. Please, let them talk more. And when we know they're not talking about him, we will find a way to engineer them to talk more about him. Peter discusses about what he would do for the country. Other people, and they discuss Peter. They don't talk about what they will do. They say, Peter this, Peter that, Peter this. I say, some say, let me do that the last week. Don't you know that this your Peter is the problem of the country? I say, how? How? He's not even the incumbent president. He's not already president. A problem. He said the incumbent president and the incumbent ruling party cannot rest. They are distressed because of Peter. I say, so how do I want to take concern Peter? It's a psychological reaction to perception. It has nothing to do as a reaction to actions perpetrated by Peter. No, these are psychological reactions to perceptions of what may happen. So for me, I don't worry myself about such reactions to perceptions. Let it be reactions to real actions. Then I will say, yes, what action is it you're accusing us of? But so far, there are no actions. All these are just perceptive conjectures. Please let them continue to humiliate their thoughts and bully their emotions with the thoughts of P2B. It makes us very happy, very happy. Very soon, people like you will see a new Arabambi and a new Apapa. These people can stop
Arabambi
now.
said something recently. Oh, with Rufai Oseni, he said something. I'm sure you heard it. He said that P2B is very corrupt.
I
Very,
do.
that if you vote
I know.
P2B, that he will legalize corruption and legitimize it in Nigeria, and that he will give the key
No
to
problem.
corruption to Aisha Yusufu to take over. He said, the one that I
We
asked
have,
him that,
we
but
have
he's
had.
corrupt. Tell me, how many EFCC cases does he have? He'd be like, Senator, take light small. But he said that, just to let you know that the name you mentioned, they've been talking a lot about him. So, but sir, can you help educate us on what actually played out in Anambra State during that time of P2B? Just for the records. Was he the one, or was he Rochas Okorocha that demanded ID card from Northerners? And then the mosque that he said was demolished. What was the reason?
No,
I
those
hear
are
that.
events that occurred in Imo State. Those events being described actually happened in Imo State.
No, but the
It
mosque that
wasn't
was
in
demolished was
Anambra
actually
State.
demolished in Anambra State. However, we did hear that the mosque was in a horrible location and he built a new mosque for them and expanded it in a better location. But I don't know about it. That's why I thought you should educate us. Let people
As you said,
understand
what you
what
said is
happened.
just what you've stated right now is a right, truthful account of what occurred. And so don't listen to those who try to make case out of the government's action. The government made sure that the Muslim population had their prayer place well arranged, promoted, and upgraded, and they are very happy about it. So those who make controversies are the ones we love to ignore, because the more you reply or react to what they say in regards to these frivolous claims and accusations, the more you give them traction. That's why we love to ignore them and actually discuss about how the country can get better in P2B's thoughts and vision.
All right, so I needed us to clear that so that, but another issue, now the issue of Kenneth Okonkwo, he hasn't stopped. He's been doing this and he has not stopped doing it. And
He
he
doesn't
had
need
this.
to stop. He
Eh,
doesn't need to stop. Yes. Kenneth is Igbo from Enugu State. Kenneth is a failed actor. And so he's been hired as an actor from Hollywood to come and act in the political space. But because he lacks intellectual depth, he lacks historic understandings of where we're coming from politically, he has now made so much joke and fun of himself. We're not worried about him. He doesn't speak for the Igbo. He doesn't speak for the Buddha movement. I think he doesn't even speak for himself. He just speaks as he's paid to go and act out in a scene. Right now, he's busy acting to promote Atiku's quest and ambition. There's nothing wrong with that. Every ambition is legitimate. Let them continue, you know. But I will beg him on this program severally. Remember when I had a clash with him? And I told him to go do his work for his boss. Leave Peter alone. But as we can see time and time and time again, Mr. Okonkwo has continued to exhibit the reasons why he is a failed actor. He has abandoned his office at Nollywood and is here in the political space with me where he doesn't understand the story. And that's why he just jumped into the middle of the story and started talking what he doesn't understand. Our story in the political space is the story of equity. And the arguments about equity were started by Atiku in 2013. He went on to form NPDP and used that to build a coalition, according to him, in his fight for equitable representation of the North in regard to zoning. That Goodluck Jonathan was overstepping his bound. Buhari became president, promised Atiku he would do one term. I think that one term promised by Buhari is the reason why Atiku, when he hears one term from Peter Obi, he started calling his own one term too. So I would do one term has historically been the phrase used by politicians, to send the other people to where they don't want to go to. So for me, Peter has said his word. If anybody is believable, it is Peter that's believable. And I believe what he has said. And I wish him the best. And I enjoin the rest of the country to believe him and give him the benefit of doubt. And whether you like it or not, there's a need to end the civil war. Allow the Igbo some inclusion in the governance of the country if you want peace. You don't want it. Now they've carried Bese by bringing a Imiloko. Look at where we are now. So let's
say.
Of course, it almost has big Bese now. Big Bese. Who is enjoying it? Those who brought him in are not happy. Those who say that it was a glitch, are they happy today? No. So let's not misunderstand the needs and the demands of nation building. You must and plan for the inclusion of the aspiration of all in a very diverse society if you actually seek to emplace a believable protocol for nation building. I have no doubt if we are not going to accept the inclusion of the aspirations of our diverse population, then we simply tell people that we're not willing to change to make the Nigerian project successful. Of course, the project is currently challenged, and I will tell those right now. And if they're not going to agree to inclusion of others in nation building, then they will not have peace. They will not have peace. That's what I tell whoever does not want to allow other people to be part of the Nigerian project.
Nigerians phone lines are open. Let's quickly let you know the phone lines are open. You can jump in on the conversation. And in case you just joined us for the first time and you never subscribe to this platform, I don't know whether I want to make a brain drink for my village or I've been not gonna subscribe now. Dr. Katch, be like, so we'll give them small drop of down where you drink, eh? So please kindly subscribe.
Now what I see, now what that ever. See, so that's
so
I did drink in a way where they think say that's something
it's
special.
So classy. It's like some spirit or something.
That's it. It's beautiful in my beautifully well-appointed crystal glasses.
Oh, wow. Great. Awesome. I was looking at the glasses. Very beautiful set. Thank you. So, Nigerians, please subscribe, like, and share this post. If you never like them, please like and share. And make just make more people hear all of these things so ABCD happens. So, please like and share and subscribe. And phone lines are open 0817029477, or you click on the link on the pin post to bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. So, Dr. Katch, in a nutshell, are you saying that there is indirect campaign, smear campaign against Peter Obi and Kwankwaso in the north, amongst
Yes, yes.
using influencers in the north to campaign
Well,
and young
it
ones to
has always
campaign.
been that way. This has been Atiku's historical low strategy. Remember, he did it the last campaign. Now he's saying, don't vote for anybody if you're not only a Northerner. Kwankwaso, why are you a Northerner going to work P2B? Do you want him to gain acceptability in the North? Yet, the same Atiku will come to the South looking for candidates to become his vice presidential candidate. This is the same thing. So he set out that prosomadi to start attacking Kwankwaso. And that's how you saw Kwankwaso replying them. You know, Kwankwaso himself, he's also a brawler. He's not a man to walk away from a fight. No, he would take it with you head on. So he has informed Professor Shehu that if he's going to continue to insult his person, Kwankwaso, that him, Kwankwaso, will take him on. And that's what it is. So I think it is time leaders speak up as Kwankwaso is currently speaking up. Atiku's hiring Kenneth Okonkwo, all those is cheap journeymen to insult P2B, insult Kwankwaso. That is very, very, very poor and low. Have you noticed? People have moved on, but they won't move on. No, all their strategies, P2B, to come and serve as VP so that Atiku can be president. Can't Atiku himself make himself president on his own? Does he need P2B to be president? What kind of human being is this? The man who, the supporters like me told you, we don't want him working with you. He even went against our wishes and came to explore ways with you. Ask you to play the elder citizen. You refuse. We've taken him back, and he's back with us. You're just here gloating and sending all this Okoko to go and be singing and insulting people. What kind of silly behavior is this? So for me, I can tell you, yes, this is very low, and the sudden retort now to insulting and directly attacking Kwankwaso, for me, I condemn it. I condemn it. I condemn it in very strong terms. And this is for you to understand. Last time, 2023, I went to Kwankwaso's house. Peter sent me, off Kasinala Crescent there in Maitama, and I spoke to him. The same thing. They frightened him. They scared him with threats not to work with us. I remember that. The next day, I met
But
and I
why?
told
Is it
Peter.
not their fellow Fulani brother? What's the problem? Why?
No. Theirs is they do not want Peter to gain acceptance in the North. That's just all. They think Peter is a phenomena that they need to stop. That's just what you're saying. So,
Oh, wow.
that will enhance that phenomenon in the North, like Kwankwaso, accepting him and working with him, they want to dissuade it. This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. But then, don't worry. As I told Peter, uh, you know, this game, you don't win it at the first throw of the punch. Maybe you need to keep counter punching until we bring the opponent down, and we need to sustain what we're doing. For me, I am not worried. Those attacking P2B, those insulting us, no problem. Say what is in your mind. But those things will not deter us. We did this in 2023. You people saw, despite them saying we're just three people tweeting in a room, we showed them. And that's why people today believe on our train. So for me, we do not seek to own the government or seek to end the social space. No, we seek to work with other people to bring about a new Nigeria. And we believe a new Nigeria is possible. And that's been the prayer all along.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nigerians phone lines are now open. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this platform. Can you like, share, and subscribe? Let me bring you in very quickly. Good evening, T.Y. Danjuma, welcome. And good evening, Comparable Facts, you're welcome. Let me quickly welcome them. Somebody did ask a question, Dr. Katch, very quickly before I take the thoughts of panelists here. And he did say that, what was that question? Yeah, that's it. He says, what is the opposition doing about government officials' interference with INEC server? We know what went played out with Wike's media aid, and I don't know why they have not arrested him. They said they've arrested the official who gave him the details and all that. How about him? Will go share that kind of sensitive information. Should he go free because it's Minister Wike's media aid? Is this how, if it's me and you do that thing, they're not gonna arrest us by now? So what are we doing about it? Now, Dr. Katch, sorry, please let me just state this. Now, this is the same INEC whose chairman has been in one controversy or the other, especially in favor of the ruling party. This same INEC now don't get sensitive information from back end, something that only the admins of INEC can get information is what he's getting. So does it are we even going to have an election, or we just have APC make an announcement that they want? If we go by what's going on, please, I'd like you to really address that, sir.
Well, I have told you before on this particular program that I doubt that there will be elections next year. You know, what qualifies for election shouldn't be a charade. What qualifies for an election to transit a government from a term to another term, or to bring any new kind of change through the democratic process, should be a free and fair process. So far, Tinubu is making it very difficult for the opposition to be free in a competitive contest in our democracy. But I am happy that Nigerians have not been silent. Yes, our biggest problem has been the Atiku conundrum, which is making the opposition not to have the unity they deserve. Of course, there's a reason for that. And you have seen all sorts of acrobatics, but I want to assure you that that crisis, which was brought about by Fayoshe's aide, Mr. Lere Olayinka. Fayoshe worked with Lere and then brought Lere to be sitting down in Wike's office as Wike's aide. And that's how this crisis has come. I'm aware that the police have arrested the INEC link that Olayinka claimed gave him access to the server. They've also taken him, Lady Olayinka, for questioning. That's if we're to believe the police. But of course, we are in a country now where the law enforcement agencies could tell you that somebody died, they killed the person in 2024, but you'd be surprised in 2026, the person will be killed again. So we're now in a period when the people in government could tell you that, yes, they are on top of a security situation vis-a-vis the behavior of terrorists. But no, the terrorists will be walking free. If it were a young person involved in Yahoo, as they call it,
Just since I think it's his network. Well, Comparable Facts, you're welcome. T.Y. Danjuma, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Chikezie, good evening and welcome.
You will see the police arresting everyone. I can hear you if you can hear me. What I'm trying to say.
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. We lost you for a
Yes,
while.
the
Yes, sir.
police,
Go ahead.
the police, the government has been complacent, and that complacency is the reason we say with certainty that the government is complicit. Complacency simply uh, leads to complicity, and that's what it is. So
Right, sir.
these are not very good times for us, and I will advise the government have said they are arresting those people and interrogating them, and I pray that is it. So we're not going to keep quiet. The members of the public are on top of the issue, and due to the raw noise raised and generated, the agencies of government are now telling things to the public that seems to suggest that they are trying to be on top of the issue.
All right, sir. Thank you. So, guys, you're welcome, everyone. Let's quickly go down with the questions. Phone lines are still open. You can call in to be part of the show. Go ahead, T.Y. Danjuma, sir.
Good evening, Precious. Good
Good
evening,
evening, sir.
Dr. Katch.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Greetings, Mop and Chikezie. Doctor, I want to move the discussion away from Atiku Obi, and I want to move to River State, if you permit me. There are developments in River State currently that are unsettling I guess, unsettling if you are a member of, if you are Wike and you belong to Wike camp. First, with his own candidate for governorship in River State, who has two cases, court cases, one challenging his um, suitability to run as governor, challenging the procedure that led to his emergence. I put that in quote. Then another one trying to bar him from contesting in 2027. Some of the reasons they've advanced is that constitutionally he cannot be a member of PDP and a minority leader in the House, and at the same time running under a party that he's not a member. So I understand that that's a contradiction. It goes against the Electoral Act because he wasn't a card-carrying member at the time.
He just became about 3-4 days ago, so he just joined
Yes,
APC.
he didn't announce. He didn't announce to the House that he has quit. The register, his name is not in the register of APC. He was still a member of PDP. So that case is will be called, hopefully. But the more damaging thing is the court case, first by the River State High Court, and then the appeal court nullifying the Tony Okocha leadership of APC in River State, which means that all the congresses held by them, including ward elections, local government, up to primaries for governorship and all the other positions, stands invalid. Because if the two courts have declared that he's not the
Authentic chairman. That is Tony Okocha.
Yes, therefore, every other activity which that leadership conducted, every other primaries,
It's null and void.
is null and void. So that means that all the even that's double wahala for is it Chinda,
Yes.
and all the other people who ran for primaries to the various offices from federal to local government. So and then it then means that Emeka BK.
Emeka BK, yeah, okay.
Yes. Now, and he has swung into action, asking Rivers State Electoral Commission to withdraw certificates that have been issued.
No, I don't think they've even issued any certificate of return to the on the primaries.
Okay.
I doubt, I don't know, but I know that I don't think they have given them certificate of return.
Okay. The question I want to ask, because this now creates a lacuna, it means going by this ruling, which stays until it's upturned, maybe by the Supreme Court, APC may not, all the plans, all the things that they cooked, appears to be falling like a pack of cards. They may not field candidates, for 2027 election, and they may not also have all the places where the local government and so on and so forth. They may also lose those positions. So that complicates the existing situation in Rivers State. I don't know what your thoughts are. That's I want you to react to that.
And then Dr. Katch, just to add to his question, how easy or difficult would it be for the Supreme Court in this instance to give a judgment that will favor a wiki, considering that they may be judging against themselves if they did that? This is a case that was judged a long time ago, first of all, that they had room to appeal, but they never appealed. They left it. It's a dicey situation. It looks like all play, but something, and Emeka BK will not allow to be bought. But let's go ahead and take your reaction to that, sir.
Well, it's good you've called Becker's name. Becker's issue tells you there are litigants there that will do everything possible to make sure that Wike and his gang are defeated. So that's why you don't need to worry about Rivers State. It's been taken care of. It's not an issue where one group will say they can sweep it under. No. Of course, if you look at what we've been doing in this country with our judiciary, sometimes the judiciary will make a ruling, but people will go on to start bribing reporters to report it in a slant form to give a perceptive advantage to whoever that they think is paying them. But you see, these things do backfire. So that's when you say they did not appeal it, because they thought that their interpretation as they sought to do was reality. It's not reality. So whatever it is, Rivers is not going to end well for those who have hijacked that state. The reasons why I do not pity Mr. Fubara is that he's just part of the thieves. And if you have thieves come together and they go and steal a mandate that's not theirs, and then sharing the loot therefrom becomes a problem. And that's what you're seeing in Rivers State. You see, once you don't allow free and fair election, just like the Tinubu's issue, you came to the center, fine. You use your money, you bought it, fine, you didn't win it. Okay, govern. And you suddenly say you can't govern. And then we have all these problems. And it's not easy. It's not just okay to go and steal a trailer. You might go to where you're going to, and that trailer becomes a problem for you to even maneuver. You can't drive it. That's where we are right now. You could see the Tinubu or nothing strategy that got members of the APC shooting the party on the foot. And everybody is complaining. In their quest to please one man, they damage their party. And that's, for me, it's a very, very serious issue going forward. So I don't think things are okay for us in the country now. Things are not okay. Something was good. We know that. So I don't think anything is okay in Rivers State. It's not okay. Rivers is an ongoing Molotov cocktail. So the way the cocktail discharges itself, I don't know. But you know, Molotov cocktails have all sorts of dirty things inside. That's why they are the authentic IEDs. You don't know anything about it, just like as they would call uh, an asymmetric war material. It just blows up in your face. And Rivers is going to blow off in our face. What you're seeing is just the beginning.
So, Dr.
We've
Katch,
never
you don't
been here
understand
before.
what's going on. No, Wike has systematically, there is no party in River State. There is no APC. There's no PDP.
Exactly.
First of all,
He
I'm
has
coming.
dismantled the democracy
Yes,
in Rivers State.
yes. You know that
So,
he started by splitting his men into two. A part were in APC, the other part in PDP. Then during the election, he made sure he now moved all of them from PDP to the APC, having seen that whatever judgment that the Supreme Court gave on PDP, he would not allow that government judgment to stay. Remember that the judgment is supposed to have reinstated Adolphus Wabara as the BOT, which means that Turaki, who is still with Adolphus Wabara, would have been in charge of the party. But Wike said no, that there was no way they stated that he has his own BOT, which is now in charge. So PDP is almost crippled right now. So he moved all his men to APC to contest election. As much as I hate to avoid River State issue. And then right now, they don't enter this trap within the inside now for inside this River State within the. Emeka Gbeke is not backing that. Wike just said it today. The same interpretation, the same way he interpreted the Supreme Court judgment on PDP, saying that no, they did not reinstate David Mark and Adolphus Wabara and another. He has just said it again today, recently, that that the appeal court did not nullify their primaries. But if appeal court appoints me as the authentic chair, or says that I am the authentic chairman of the party, and I decide to say that this primary one I get today, no, null and void, I may not vex. Do we need the appeal court to declare the primaries null and void, or do we need the party official?
It's an internal issue.
Absolutely, but Wike is already arguing that it's not going to stand.
That's exactly how they've undermined the democracy, by arguing on
status quo
their homes, and then they now think that what they say should now become law. That's nonsense. That's why I say the country is challenged, the democracy is challenged, the judiciary in itself is in a bind. It doesn't want to confront those who are damaging things, because those people seem also to be patrons to some members of the judiciary.
Thank you, sir.
If you allow that patronship, it undermines the democracy, and that's what we're saying. So you cannot eat your cake and have it. We've eaten our cake, and we're now seeing the consequences of that. So let's not pretend we are in a big mess.
All right. So do you see? Do you see the APC in River State having the same problem that Wike caused, or people said Wike caused in APC in 2019, where they did not have a candidate because of litigations? Do you see that happen?
No, that was purposely done.
I know, but I'm saying that based on this,
it was Wike working. It was Wike working for Tinubu that time.
Absolutely.
That was when he started working with Tinubu against Amechi.
Yes, together with 2019. People said then
he did it in 2023. They made sure, him and Tinubu, that Amechi did not get a governorship candidate under his guidance.
Not even a governorship, any position at all.
So they destabilized Amechi. It worked for Tinubu, it worked for Wike, and so they just took turns in making a mess of Amechi's.
But do you see that repeating itself now against them? That's the question, sir.
Well, whatever it is, they said those who kill with the gun, they also might see the gun, escort them out of the earth. And that's why now the same thing that they've been giving to other people as the dish, the same dish seems to be coming back to them by their own unintended consequences. So let's be watching. This is just a very, very long day. We have not finished yet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See, Danjuma, I don't know if you have another question, but let me quickly attend to this call and I'll come back to you. Good evening and welcome, sir. Hello, good evening. Over the phone. Hello, good evening on the phone. Are you there? Good evening, sir. All right, unfortunately, he's not there. So, Tiwa, let me let you continue.
The other thing I just want to ask, the APC government at the federal, at the center, that's Tinubu, has just marked 3 years of being in the saddle. And people have looked at the president when we heard, talking about his achievements, did give himself a pass mark. And they enumerated quite a number of things that they have done. And speaking about economy, he did say that the economy is out of the woods and he can beat his chest to say he's done a good job. So if you were to look at the past 3 years and you are asked to give a score, or do a sectoral analysis of how far the president has performed, what is going to be what's your view concerning what we hear, how much the government has done? That's my question.
My words on this particular question has not changed. Tinubu means different things to different people. There are aspects of the Tinubu presidency that I myself like very much. One, his removal of subsidy. For me, I saw subsidy as a distortion of the energy markets. And I know, stop it. We will get the accounting right because of the stealing that perpetrated itself within the system. It stealing undermined our understanding of the effectiveness of the subsidy regime. But by and large, it needs to go because a country like ours, we need an energy market that's not distorted. The subsidy regime distorts it because we didn't have the capacity to run a corruption free subsidy regime. So it has to go. Let us allow an efficient, competitive space in our energy markets. So it's gone. But the corruption within the government is the reason why the government, despite the stoppage of payment of subsidy, is still somewhere, somehow telling us through back channels that it is still spending money on this kind of stories. So I put that to corruption. Even the issue of not declaring the savings so far, I put that as corruption. So if corruption in government undermines the economy, it's not the removal of subsidy that undermines the economy. No. There are quite a lot of things that Tinubu should do and allow this country move well. But so far, no. The country is being strangulated. Allow the economy to run properly through competitive, behavior within the marketplace, and they don't allow that. Let the areas, the seaports that can bring advantage to traders, let those people function. They won't allow that. Tinubu insists only Lagos shall provide sea service, seaport tonight.
He has given
Allow the
license and
economy to
approval
breathe.
for some seaports now, just that there's no one in the southeast. He gave it for Akwa Ibom State and some other places, sir.
He gave,
Approval.
because I know how the system runs. It's one thing for a man who is bent on not having a seaport anywhere else in Nigeria except in Lagos. He tells me he allows you, he doesn't allow you nothing. He's not telling you there'll be election next year. Yet everything he does is to undermine the participation of the opposition in the political process. How could you not tell me that's normal? It's one thing for him to say he will allow Ibaka or Ibono or even Bonnie. The another thing is to see it practically done. He purposely goes out of his way. Let me tell you, if instead of the Abia project, he allows the one in Akwa Ibom, that's fine for a beginning. If instead of the project in Uguta, he allows the one in Abia, or he allows Port Harcourt to function properly, that's good. That's something instead of nothing for the East. But allow states the freedom to develop their waterfronts if such waterfronts has capability to function as a port of trade, a port of shipment. That is what competition speaks about. That's what a democracy should be. That's how you govern a diverse society. Allow all states to compete in the blue economy. Allow anybody with maritime capability to actually bring such prospects to the markets. Don't insist that Abia cannot participate in the blue economy or Imo cannot be allowed to own and operate a seaport, even though it is much, much nearer to the Atlantic Ocean than Lagos is. This is wrong. This is wrong. Allow every state with capability for seaport services to do that particular thing. If you want to restrict the Igbos, that is bigotry, and that should not be allowed. Allow the Igbo states access to maritime services. Nobody should be restricted from being Nigerian if he wants to participate in everything that the markets can allow him to participate for the sake of profits and bringing advantage to his location and states.
Let me quickly talk to Mama. Good evening, Ma. Welcome.
God bless you, my sister.
Thank you, Ma. Go ahead,
God bless
please.
my brothers when you did there. Do well.
Thank you. Did he hear you?
If like said the people they hear what, if not be like this, they know they hear. We just they talk for nothing.
No, we know they talk for nothing, no, mommy. Did they hear where? It even pain them say would they talk, sir, because they don't want me to they talk. Not vex.
Where I go start? I think if you look for Sunday go today, I've been yesterday I know. You can't talk about that or your state. People when they sponsored it. If you remember, maybe 3 to 4 days, I can't tell you, say, the officer went there and my town. He said, if Nigeria won't go, the same me could first say, call my papa. Now, say, tell me. And just don't tell one thing when me like to do. Say, now, the people when they sponsor the day inside there. Okay, as this one come and confirm for my papa go say, you know, here. You know, say when the head is rotting, the whole body that useless. Secondly, if you kill snake, you know, cut a head. The fear still there, they say, maybe go feel bad. Did they hear me so?
Yes, I can hear you.
All this suffer, what will they suffer so? I know say that my baba kotamu, but this problem, it is inside the house. When you see snake for inside your house, you go sleep. Not be made a killer. Make your head for good or make you safe. But I will not be like that. Now, about these children who not pay me, how many days now they don't decide bush? Nobody to talk of those
more than 2 weeks. So.
What they call the warriors? What they call the doors? I don't know why God can't bring us like this. I don't know for up. Now they beg make one they talk and well make these people maybe if they go here whether they fight for 2000 and 2027. 2027, he never even go. We not did that one. Now the children matter on every day. Not be safe for house to good. Now you will say, come, I want to party. If the house not good, you will say you go to party. Eh? I beg you, my sister, my brother, we could begin talk.
Thank you.
Since no picking now when they talk for road, they break, they go cash out. This year when not they has it done for where it did for China, they are people take where it did. They wait for airport. Which kind of life will be? So our children not go talk again. Our children not go talk again. We go block their mouth.
Thank you.
God will bless you now, and God will bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
I hopefully God will send one person come and go come see for us from their hands.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And God bless all my sister when they, my brothers when they come.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. We'll see you tomorrow too. Thank you. Bye, ma. All right. Okay. Would you like to say something about what Sunday Igboho said based on what Mama said?
Sunday Igboho, what he said is just nonsense. What's the reasons for the sustained attack is the government's complicity through their complacency. The way you blot out crime in a society is prosecute those who have done wrong. Tell the population that there are consequences for negative actions. Once you do that, you will now use those deterrence actions to deter people from repeating those consequential bad behaviors. And that's just it, baby. When people do things wrong and we do not punish those people for that, then no way you can stop other people from also committing the same crime. So Sunday Igboho is just talking nonsense. It's like Fire share his recklessly stupid talk that it was a governor trying to incite killers in his own state as a way to embarrass Tinubu. How can that be? But look at all the previous...
was stupid, made a stupid statement.
Of course,
he was a governor.
It was not only stupid, it was also very defaming. It is a statement that undermines the character of a sitting governor. You know, Fayose was very reckless. And I repeat it again, it was a very stupidly reckless statement accusing the governor of orchestrating the violence in his state as a strategy to embarrass the president. That is not true. We have had this regime of insecurity in the country, and it has sustained simply because of the lack of political will by our government. When BAS promulgated legislation to start Amotekun, it was Tinubu who said no. He will not join. Lagos won't join Amotekun.
They stated that. He stated it. He said that it was only Lagos
right now
that West states that refused to join.
Violence is ravaging the Southwest. Tinubu should understand that he is responsible for undermining the security initiative by the governors of the Southwest. What they did was the same thing you saw in the Southeast with the establishment of the ESN. The difference was the ESN did not have an enabling law backing it. But Amotekun had an enabling law that backed it. But it was sabotaged from Lagos. And we can see where we are right now. So I think it's stupid making statements, blaming somebody for the violence. The violence has persisted simply because the federal government has been very complacent. And because of that complacency, we have now tagged it as being complicit in the violence. Because even in a lot of places where people talk about crime, we see the government and its agencies like the police go on to arrest people if their phones were ever used for a crime. But I can tell you, the phones that the kidnappers have been using to call, very simple. Why don't the police use those phones, arrest everybody as they have been doing in the South that had ever been called or had ever called that number? And by that time, you will now be able to bring in an honest understanding of the person who had been using such numbers to call people. We know the people. As you heard the other day from Buratai, the federal government knows where these people are. It's just the government lacks the political will to carry out actions against them, and that's why the violence sustains. Not the nonsense that Igboho or Fayoshe are saying. No. The violence sustains because our government has not shown that it does have the political will to attack. Normally, when you have, intelligence about crisis, you act on that intelligence and you arrest the crisis and its perpetrators. So you can see why Abacha said that if violence sustains for more than 48 hours, that people in government have a hand in it. Tell me, how can you say our federal government doesn't have a hand in what's going on? Even after they kill people, what the government do? The government take them, give each of them 3 million, sometimes give them scholarships, send them to school. And then when you say, let us kill them, you will not hear soldiers, generals saying, these are our brothers. Everybody will tell you, these are our prodigal brothers. They are not our brothers. Foreigners who are seeking land in Nigeria. Why do you think they are killing for land? In Benue, in Plateau, in Taraba, in Southern Kaduna? And now, because of Tinubu is seen as a person with interest in the crisis, they now want to harass him like they harassed Goodluck in his final days with industrial scale violence. That's nothing different from what Tinubu is saying from.
But
what
why is he
Jonathan saw.
the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan acted? He even got machineries to help him out. Why is Tinubu not doing that?
Well, Tinubu tells you that you heard what Agbadio said, that it will end after 2027. That means they don't want to act.
And then Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was involved. He'll be empathetic. He'll visit the places. His wife will cry with the people. But we're not seeing that happen now. There's no empathy.
Peter Obi was the only candidate that visited IDP camps.
Camps, not camps in Plateau, in Benue, in Borono.
Camps, yes. Peter visited IDP camps, and I traveled with him.
Dr. Katch.
Can I quickly take this call, please? I've kept this person on hold for a while, please. Thank you. Good evening and welcome, please.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, good morning. Yes, please go straight. Yes, go ahead.
We have an unsettled matter, but you see all these things that is happening now. There is only one way out. Just one way. Getting P2B and Rabiu Kwankwaso into that place in 2027. Anything short of that, we are finished. Take it to the bank. I told you something the other time, and I said, talk with Dr. Katch. But it seems like nobody is regarding what I'm saying. Everybody is just overlooking it and all these things. We, the common people, at times we will just say something. You don't know the voice that is pushing us to say this thing. There is a reason why we are saying it. You see that man there? It's not easy to remove him. It's not easy. I've been trying to chat you to ask you how far. These things is not something you're supposed to say on air. I'm asking you how far. Have you spoken with Dr. Katch? Is there any response?
He's here. I've spoken to him, and don't worry about it.
Should be taken serious. I'm telling you the honest truth. This man must live there.
You're the one calling from Ghana, right?
Yeah, I'm in Nigeria, but I'm the one who said something about the Ghanaian.
Okay, all right, no problem.
It's really important.
No problem. Dr. Katch knows about it. He's here, and I'm not gonna feel like for your head. I don't tell him. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right then. Okay. T.Y. Danjuma, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Dr. Katch if Fayoshe is giving intel that the person who is behind the terrorism, the latest one in Bomosho is Makinde. Why are they not, the security agencies, why are they not inviting him to come and tell them what he knows about that? Because if he made that on air to say that a governor, why is it difficult for if they can't invite the governor, at least they can invite Fayoshe to say, you say so, 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 and so. Can you tell us? And if he fails to prove it, then the law will take its course. Why are they not doing that?
I think you're preposterously thinking that Nigeria is a normal place. You are assuming Nigeria is a normal society. And that's preposterous. We're not a normal society. It's a state that's been captured. And because it's been captured, those who thought they captured it, or rather, that they have access to those who captured the state, they talk anyhow. These are, as you rightly pointed out, very, very serious security issues. For a man to publicly accuse a governor of having masterminded an attack on his own state as a way to make the president look bad, that's just reckless. That tells you the depth of recklessness that seems to pervade our country. That's how bad things have gotten. Nobody will invite him. They know he's just talking to try to throw stones in his talks at those who are not willing to swallow everything they say and don't blame Nigeria. Why are we trying to shift the blame? If children are kidnapped, their teacher is being beheaded, government can do something. We know that. We know that. Government are the same people that have been giving money to these same kidnappers. So, you know the people you've been giving money to. It's not one, it's not two, severally. So you should by now have built up a database of intelligent contacts where you can press and do these things. But no, the government has yet to acquire the political will to do the right thing. That's why we are in this conundrum. As you have Buratai said, the government knows where these people are, but the government lacks the political will to do the right thing. He was speaking from knowledge. Don't forget, he was chief of army staff. He knows. Because when they find out where these people are and they want to attack, the government will instruct them to stay hands. Never mind all the stories you hear. Things have not changed. Things have not changed. Things have not changed. So for me, I say the government is complicit through its complacency. A complacent official will tell you the highest that they will accuse him of negligence is not true. Don't forget, negligence is criminal. If you're supposed to do something on behalf of the public, it is your duty to do it, but you refuse to do it. That is a criminal offense. And you can't say you can do something when you cannot do it. Thank God we have been digging out old tweets of President Tinubu. He was saying the same thing to President Goodluck Jonathan, telling him to resign. The same situation we have. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. You know, if the Sunni fundamentalists think that the way they can take over our country is through a jihad, I think they got something else coming. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We know the people. but we're afraid to confront them because their patrons are friends of very powerful people in government. And some places, they have very powerful patrons in government currently. And that's why we can act. So let's not pretend like we don't know why the president is handicapped. We know why. He doesn't want to offend the patrons of the terrorists going into an election. That's the reason. So
All right,
when you
thank you.
hear Akpabio say it will get better in 2027, it simply means by 2027 after the election, they will not have that prospect of begging people to support them for election. They will go all out and crush. So they think. So
So,
because of
because
they
of
don't want to
election, they will
offend
not do the
people,
crushing
we
now.
are dying. Yes. Because
Hey,
of those political calculations, they can't crush now. You heard what he said, that the violence will end after 2027. That's exactly what he meant. So where we are in, we are in, we are in for very, very, very bad one, long time.
thank you. Thank you so much. All right, we'll have about 6-7 more people contribution. Comparable fast, should please go ahead. So that I can release Dr.
Yeah,
Katch. She's not used to this our tales by moonlight in the nights like this. Please go ahead.
yeah, greetings everybody. My
You're
man,
welcome.
Dr. Katch. It's always a pleasure, to come where you are. Even at all, I have developed some passivity, recently when it comes to Nigerian politics. But I'm always hurry to do whatever I'm doing, just, a little bit more active whenever you're here. But having said that, so let me make some statements. Then I will ask you, I will pose you one question. I'm just going to hurry up. I don't know if you saw about Obi, So my point I'm trying to make, is that if we miss Obi presidency next year, Nigeria, Nigeria will be ruling they be ruling for themselves forever for not getting the kind of person Obi is. Obi is the president, somebody. I was watching his recent address to the European Parliament, I think part of the EU, the way he was addressing, talking about development challenge, governance and poverty, education and security, trying to lure the European nation, to come to Nigeria and do something because if Nigeria able to if they lose Nigeria, Africa is not going to be anything. So the point I'm trying to make, Obi is bidding what a presidential candidate can be. I don't know if you have watched that address when he addressed the European Parliament and everything. I think TY, is nodding his head. I mean, look at the way the man, presented himself. Then I was reading the chat. Everybody, all tribe there, everybody was talking. This is somebody that we need if we want to, save that country. So and I concur that, more than 100% agree. If we miss Obi, oh God bless Nigeria. That's all I'm going to say. So and I was seeing some other things, and I don't know if you have seen it about USA Congress people. I think it was the guy that introduced that was made that in the United States Congress. I've forgotten his name. He was talking about I think his name is John James, right? I think it was resolution 1321. So he was talking about engaging Nigerian government that Marco Rubio is going to pursue the whole thing right now, trying to see if Nnamdi Kanu was given a proper, a proper procedure, for his jail and all. So there's a consideration in the United States House of Assembly, try to work to see if Nnamdi Kanu was properly, adjudicated in his detention or whatever. And I don't know what they can do, but I just want to bring that up. I don't know if anybody has seen that. So having said that, my question to you is that the opposition have fragmented too much right now. How do you see them, and what do you foresee for this coming election? I mean, you have Sheyi Makinde, whether it's Bukari led. I don't know why the party is going to be president. You have all kind of parties. They have not come. There's no unity among the opposition. So how do you see this coming up? In 2027, when it comes to the ruling party that we have right now.
Well, there is no the implosion, which subsequently led to a division in the opposition ranks, started as I've recanted earlier in that 2023, when after 8 years of Buhari being president, Atiku reneged on respecting the inclusive policy we use to carry everybody along in our politics in Nigeria called zoning. So when he refused to respect it, and they had others who supported him. And what happened was we refused. I and Dori Nokupe, we walked away, and the party tore. We got Peter to follow us, and it's before you knew it, Kwankwaso pulled away too. And then the party was divided, and till today we've not come back together. So we will have come back together if, as I said last year on this program, as whatever you call a coalition, we're not forgetting of the reason why the crisis started, as you said, in the opposition. Yes, it is fragmented. It is fragmented because the opposition and the political space got charged by the arguments about equity, inclusion. Okay, the Northerners said no, that Goodluck Jonathan should not run again. It is their turn. That was Atiku. He caused that implosion in the PDP. And now we came to 2023 after 8 years of Buhari. Atiku refused. As they refused, that's why the opposition is currently scattered. So when they came together calling themselves for coalition, someone like me said on this program, and as I told Peter, I said, whether it's a, and I said that to Nigerians on television, whether you're having a coalition or not, we should not forget what brought the crisis, why we, the opposition, imploded. That is the refusal of the Northerners to allow the presidencies to also swing to the South. The presidential pendulum, we thought had been in the North for 8 years. We thought it should come to the South for 8 years. The greed caused by Atiku Abubakar's inordinate, toxic ambition is the reason we split. So we now said, if coming together in the opposition is to bring a Northerner, that's not what we said. No. It is the turn of the South. Since the Southerner is there for 8 years, you want us to continue, let us do the remaining 4 years. They refused. That's why the opposition. And that's very good. I continue to repeat this so that whoever joins the conversation will understand the foundational reasons why there is an implosion in the ranks of the opposition. So you cannot talk about nation building without thinking about the place of the diversity. We are members of a diverse country. There is a need for whoever is governing to respect inclusion. It is when you don't respect inclusion that you have trouble. Just like Tinubu, when the Northerners felt he was like Buhari, using nepotism as policy of government, they started trouble. So if they do not like to be excluded by Tinubu, it is wrong for them to also plot to exclude Southerners from the governance of Nigeria through its presidential system. And this is just what is at the heck of the crisis. So never mind the rhetorics they talk about Tinubu. Of greater problem is the need for the politicians from the North and the South to respect, give participation in the governance process in Nigeria by all parts of Nigeria. That is where we are currently. And that is reasons why you're hearing all the national agree everywhere. Inclusion, argument about equity. That's where we are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome, Davos. Please make it very quick because we need to discharge Dr. Katch. I may be coming back again, so please make it quick. Go ahead, please.
Well, thank you for the wealth of knowledge being lended by Dr. Katch and all your guests there at White Andrew and the rest of them. And you, Precious, doing a good job.
Thank you.
And one thing I want to just say quick is that, you see, Dr. Katch has been very consistent in your platform, on your platform. If you notice, he's not been very consistent on the major platforms because sometimes he is so blunt and so very straight and direct. His bullet goes and pierces through precise position.
precision. So a lot of media houses feel what he says can even implicate them. And sometimes you see people avoid people like him. It's the same thing as people like Ezekiel Datromo. Imagine us anti-precious. Do you know that when I was at the University of Jos in year 2001, whenever I come home every Friday, I used to jump dead bodies.
Yeah? Jump dead bodies. That is, you don't walk up road, you see dead body for road.
I used to see them on even my classmates have been killed. I have escaped dead in Jos, University of Jos since year 2001. Anti-precious, look at it, we're in year 2026 now. Killings have been in Jos since that time. Have you ever imagined?
They become.
Do you think I had to run away, leave Jos, come to Lagos? You think it's a joke?
More time.
Anti-precious, things that I have seen with my eyes, my mouth, if I see it on this media, that's why it sees me sometimes. You see me, I read history. And I'm so passionate. That's why I see people of the Middle Belt, they are more concerned on someone who will come and give us security. That's why there's a platform that used to exist before. Please, Dr. Katch is there. Please help me talk to him and let him listen and talk to some people. Once upon a time, there was a group headed by Dr. Edwin Clark, Pandef. Delifa Rotimi is a member of that group, and Ayo Adebanjo. Those people were strong voices. Do you know that since those people died, Adebanjo and Edwin Clark, that group have died? Please, if there are other notable people in the north, there are people like Jonah Jang and the rest of them, tell them to quit politics. Some people in the Middle Belt, notable people who are if had even Polo no way in my life, there are some of them that are still alive today. Please, let them form that same group because it is the only way. Do you know how Fulani were so happy when Atiku got the ticket of ADC?
But that's what Babasha Lawal said, that they were jubilating.
Of course, you people don't know. That's why you see there are information in you see anti-pressure. There was I used to tell you about even whenever there's kidnapping. After the kidnapping, journalists never go to ask people about the experience so that they'll put it on the social media. Whenever people like even girls that were kidnapped alongside Leah Sharibu, even like the father of this girl. Do you know yesterday was celebrated in Africa as the World Martyrs Day? Every June 3rd.
Father of who?
That was World Martyrs Day, people that died as martyrs.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He said the father of who? He said the father of
this girl, the girl that was killed in Sokoto.
Okay, Deborah.
Do you know that even up to now, the media have forgotten so much about this? Why is it that nobody can, even in our entire media, even in the major mainstream like Arise TV channel and the rest of them, even some people, you are trying. But why is that all mainstream media, one day can just on their own, just go one day? Because that man will not give them money. Do you see what Wike always grant interview? Do you know that, to be sincere, I'm not supposed to lie. He used to give money to all those media houses. They will shut down program that are supposed to go on, existing program, because he has been pumping out money to those media houses. And it is true. And if you ask them, they will say that's where they get their money to run their generator. It's so expensive. They will say that's how they will justify it. But you see, people like even that girl, Deborah Samuel father, by right, that man, people are supposed to look for him. He should be on media from time to time, and anytime, whenever there's an anniversary or remembrance, even one day for the bravery. That man, because of the love he had for his daughter, he had to risk his life, leave Niger, go to Sokoto, get his daughter's corpse, came, and Nigeria did nothing.
All right, so go straight to your question if you have a question for Dr. Katch, please, so that we don't take
So I just feel, Dr. Katch, please, you have been doing very well, and your passion for this country and your wealth of knowledge, people have told you to put it into a book. But please, I pray that you continue to work very hard. But I would like you to have more friends in the north, in the south, like even Babachir Lawa, who has said he has quit politics. People like that, you can get them to become a strong voice in other things. You have the contact. I don't have, like people like Obi and the rest of them who have been meet even people from north, south, east, and west who are liberal, who have good ideas, so that you guys can even form networks, so that you continue to become a very strong voice, which is apolitical. You have been doing very well, Dr. Katch, and Tuadan Juma. You've been consistent in anti-precious program. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mop, I guess that's all from you. Comparable facts. So that I can let you go and let someone else ask their question before we release Dr. Katch. Please. If that is all from Mob, Chikezie, please go ahead very, very quickly. Chikezie, please go ahead. so that I'll take flagship and then we'll let him go. I'm coming back live again, but we need to release Dr. Katch. It's the night's its way fast gone. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Sister Precious. And Dr. Katch, good evening, sir. I really
Thank you.
appreciate the opportunity to share this platform with you. Dr. Katch, the last speaker, as if he was reading my mind, right? Because what I wanted to ask about was our media houses, right? All of the mainstream media, I'm not talking about Anti-Precious, who has been doing excellently well, and some other, podcasters that are also doing great in bringing the situation in Nigeria, to the forefront. But my question has always been, why is it that our mainstream media houses are always bringing people that tends to be attacking the opposition, let me use that word, and they come on television, live television, to pontificate, even those that don't really know what they are talking about, people like Arabambi. To me, it pains me that some reputable or supposedly reputable news organizations, we bring in such individuals, right, and place them in the front of the public to rile out things that doesn't really make sense. You can't even make the head out of the tail of what they are talking about. And they're listening to them. Instead of going to reputable Nigerians, intellectuals that will tell them the truth. What is really, really happening in our media? Are they also compromised? All of them. I'm not talking about the government established ones. I'm even talking about the private ones. And that is where I'm concerned about, because they are complicit in trying to hide everything that is happening in Nigeria that is in the negative.
Yes.
That is my question.
The media houses are compromised. Like me, I have been a staple of the media houses for the past 20 years. But when I started reporting on the Fulani killings, I now saw the government come on me. Fulani leaders were going from station to station. I am surprised that Precious has not yet been threatened, or maybe she's keeping it down. But that's wherever we go. I would go to channels that come out. They will target channel, call the people, arrest them, bill them 5 million naira as a punitive levy. And they were doing that regularly, just as a way to stop those media houses from talking to me. But I could not stop revealing the truth, because the only thing I had on government was, be sure that what you're saying is the truth. Because if you are making any mistake with the fact, they will come hard on you. They will even go to court against you, all sorts of things. But because they can't find any fault in my articulations, because when I say it, I will call the name of the village where it happened. I will call the name of the people I spoke to. I will tell you who they are, and I will explain to you how me and them converse. So these things are things they cannot stop. Well, you can see they've gotten very used to me. I've seen that through the process. I'll do. They can't touch me again. They just leave you. I see that happen to quite a lot of citizens. But if you give in to the government, you're dead. They use all sorts of arrangement. They could use the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission to stop you. If you are a broadcast house, they could threaten you, tell you you're doing profiling, just to get you to stop. If it doesn't stop, they will tell the media, don't report anything. If you report about the violence, we'll come after you. They say, why? They say, no. It makes the government look bad. It's not true. They want to hide the atrocities. When the criminals are caught, people like Ribadu can come out there and say, no. These are sanctioned by government. It's not true. Government doesn't give automatic weapons to vigilantes, nor do they give it to Fulani people. And some of them are not Nigerians. So it's good that we now understand what's going on. It was because of the people in government became compromised and became complacent. That's why our country got into the theft of violence that even we couldn't save ourselves. It took Americans to come in here to now save our country. It is that bad. The media are compromised. Yes, don't get deceived. Of course, they will be because the media also get advertising from government. And if government refuses, they have no several things they can do to the media people. I know that. I have suffered, and I've been with this issue for up to 12, 13 years when this Fulani crisis started. I have been with it, and I've constantly been on television pointing it out. They don't like it. They don't like my face. They don't. The time when I and Peter visited the IDP camps, they were very angry, very angry. If you remember, Tinubu and Atiku never visited till today a single IDP camp. So you can get from their behavior, their their priorities, and what they take as being important to them. You can guess from what they do, what they regard, who they embrace. The country is in pain. Nigeria as a project is in pain and has failed. The people are complaining. Anytime you hear things are fine, it's a government official saying it. But when you see regular Nigerians come and speak the truth, they will just blame, list them as liars, start insulting them, as you can see it. Once you speak the truth, you are in trouble. Once you reveal what's going on, they say that in short, did you hear what Tinubu said? That it is his enemies that are instigating the crisis. So what have you done since you became president in a way to stop this thing? Even when the Americans come here to come and talk about it, your government go into denial. So how can't we then say that you are part of those fueling the crisis? Why is the government in denial about the killings in the country? Accept there is a problem. Then the world will come and help you. But when you keep denying about your problem, now look at it. They're denying, and the terrorists are killing people. So for me, I know we're not normal. And for those who come on television to lie, they think they're doing the government a favor. No, they are further undermining the security of our country. When you see people are being killed, you say, no, it's nothing. It's an old thing. How can killing every day be a normal thing? It's nothing normal. So I condemn those who come on television to try to whitewash the government and tell you lies. Only when they talk, that's when the economy will sound good in their mouth. Only when they talk, that's when the security situation is okay. But when you ask normal, regular people on the street, you will get shocked and start to ask questions. Is this the same society that government officials are describing? So we are in trouble. But thank God we're not denying that we're in trouble. We admit we're in trouble. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. The earlier Tinubu does things good, the better. Not making announcement, Senate. It's not true. Governors have bought guns all over the country. Announce state police and let's go to it. Do you think Tinubu is sincere about state police? I don't think so. I don't think so. He may be dragging his feet until after elections. I don't trust him. I wish they should just allow state police. Indigenous people can then protect themselves. And we've been saying this for a very long time. But you can see the president has been dragging his feet on it. It's like allowing full financial autonomy for local governments. It's still just stories being discussed. We've not gone on to implement properly. So I think we have in our hands the ability to make our country well if we wish to. But no, we have people who are rather willing to lie, and for the sake of not making government uncomfortable, admit that everything is all right. Nothing is all right. Our
Thank you.
society is in pain.
Thank you. But does anyone else have a question? If there is no question, direct question to Dr. Katch, then I would have to release him. Please, because I feel very awful leaving him. It's almost 1 a.m. Please, I beg. I beg.
Yes, I do.
Just shoot, quick, so that I'll release him.
Okay, yeah. All right, all protocols
Connection
observed.
contribution
In order not to waste
okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Protocols observed.
Oh, and not to waste time. Yeah, yesterday. Okay, not yesterday. Dr. Katch, what are you guys doing? I mean, now that Obi is the substantive arrow man in NDC. In 2015, 2014, I don't know whether it was Obama that offered his services or it was Buhari that co-opted and asked for his services, that he brought his David, what's the name of that guy? His campaign manager, David, what's his name again? Axelrod.
Axelrod, yes.
Yeah, David Axelrod.
To work for
what is
Buhari?
Yeah. What is NDC doing to come to America and get a good PR person, even if you have to go to the person who brought in Trump again, who was his campaign manager, to put money. This one is not, I know they give shishi. Put money, and what goes around comes around. Whatever Tinubu, because in politics you have to exploit the vulnerability of your opponent, and Tinubu has such a heap of them. But you need somebody, a PR person, who is going to market this all over the world. Yes, Obi is doing good, going all over, but at the end of the day, he needs somebody who is going to push him out there, who is going to come to Nigeria, whatever they have to do. Because this guy already told you that he's not going to hand over to his opponent. So he will do, and they are desperados, and they will do anything to make sure that this election falters to their favor. So what are you guys doing to bring the light of Axelrod to help the campaign?
One thing you will know is if we have a counter strategy, we're not going to discuss that in the open. We're going to tell the people what we're doing. But I want you to be rest assured that we also do have purposes that propel our protocols that gives us advantage. Whatever it is that we have done, that we are today the Dalit of the youths, you should understand that cannot be given you by an election analyst or strategist from the United States. No, we already have momentum in Nigeria. Yes, what you're talking about is the link with the international community. We're doing that. You had P2B spoke to a caucus of the European Union. So we shall continue to take our campaign to the world. And I think the world is interested in what's going on in Nigeria. The Americans are here. We're doing very well. But we cannot expose openly a lot of our strategies that we're deploying towards getting advantage. But be rest assured that we are working and thinking in the way that you are thinking of.
All right.
Thank you, Precious. Can I go on?
Doctor, you have a question? No, please make it quick.
I
want to release Dr. Katch.
No, Dr. Katch, please, 5 minutes, please, sir.
Okay, please.
Thank you, Precious, and good evening, Dr. Katch. It's good to converse with you again. With the recently concluded primaries by the NDC, we have heard results of conflicts, or reports rather of conflicts in the results, compromises, allegations here and there. Is the NDC at the verge of losing its integrity, considering what is being reported and what we're hearing and what's out there in the media and open space? And number two, I'm sure you listened to the interview granted by Omar Agege from Delta State, where he made a statement, and troubling to me it is, and I wanted to see what your opinion is. We talked about it here yesterday. He said, and I quote, that he loves the reforms that Tinubu has in place, reforms being the floating of the naira and the removal of the subsidies. He believes in it, he likes it, he's going to continue it, and more. And then, secondly, in April, he gave his all out support to Tinubu and the APC. But in May, we found out that he already had jumped ship before we knew about it. Should we be concerned about a person like Omar Agege, knowing that his statements mirrors that Tinubu made before he got into office, when he said, and I quote, he loves Buhari, he likes Buhari, he will continue from where Buhari stopped. Should we be concerned about men of this nature getting into the NDC and
No,
who
no,
probably might compromise the integrity that the NDC has?
no, no. It doesn't compromise anything. You're talking about somebody who has now declared intentions to join the movement just a fortnight ago. It's too sudden to think who's Omagege? Omagege is just trying to jump into the NDC simply because he was pushed out of the APC vehicle. So how does it now constitute any danger to NDC? No, NDC is a church, and it's not a church for righteous people. It's a church like any political party. The political parties are churches that bring in sinners. We want sinners so we can change. People like Omagege want them into the house so we can change them. We don't want nice people. We want sinners who must be saved. Sinners that we can change their perception. So
But
we have
we have
told
a
these
fight.
people,
We have a fight, Dr. Katch. This is the soul of Nigeria, and I don't think this is the time.
I'm telling you now that this fight, you're not going to stop anybody who comes into the hall. No matter your perception or your knowledge of who they were before. Okay? I've told you this now. In 2022, Peter Obi sent me to Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso said no to us. The next day, Peter was Saturday. Peter was going to Lagos, and we talked. And he took it that way. He went to Lagos. Now that Kwankwaso has come to work with us, are we going to drive him because of what he did before? No. Once they change their mind and come to work with us, we will tell them welcome. We'll tell them good morning. A man's morning is a man's time of beginning to open up to what you're telling him. So for me, I would say, Omagege, welcome. Does Omagege have the capacity to change where we're going to? No. He will, with time, get acculturalized with what we're doing. It's not everybody that joins our movement understands where we're going. Look at that other man, the Kenneth man who came. What did he? He turned out to become a transactional person who could be bought by Atiku. So different people can meet us. Don't worry about what they say, what they do. With time, you will find if they are real or they just came to enjoy the noise, as they would say, wherever that noise is, the excitement of that bandwagon thing always brings people who are excited by the noise or the mass pop participation. Some will come and then later on their real character will show. So don't worry about it. Omagege doesn't have what it takes to change our principle. Where we're going to is where we're going to. He may have come to us because they pushed him out of the APC bus. That's not an issue. We cannot turn him into a discussion at that point. No, we can't. We'll watch him, we'll look at him, and don't also forget, no matter what some of them do, they will pretentiously want to be nice to the guy in power. And that's very different from what the youths are doing. So we're not going to worry about Tom again. No. We'll tell him welcome, then go to check out and see if he's real. It's the same thing with Mr. Babachi Lawal. When Babachi came to meet us when he left Buhari, we went to work with him. I was always going to him. I was going to his office in Abuja. We got to know, we worked together, and after that, he left us. Today, we met him again in that coalition called the ADC. We've gone on. Peter has started his own. Babachi has left and has given his reasons why he doesn't trust the ADC. People give different reasons for leaving the ADC. He's giving his own reason, and I think we should respect it. He's a friend of mine, and I like that. So, just like that, as I said now, issue about Omagege, let him speak, let him breathe. We're not worried about who he is. Actually, we are a church. We seek sinners, not righteous people. So Omagege meets the perfect description of who we want. Bring all who are heavy laden with their sins and yoke, and we shall have them clean.
All right,
That's what
thank
we're
you.
doing.
Does that answer your
Sinners,
question?
sinners should not
Now,
include people that have helped in terrorizing Nigeria.
with a
No
different
problem.
Sinners,
ideology, with a
sinners should
different
not
Anybody.
be
ideology.
They can be bad.
include
The ones they
Islamists. So
come, we'll take them and clean them up.
they don't change. People that have killed, they don't change. Sinners
Well,
All
should
right,
not include
Dr. Katch,
people who
very
have
quickly.
terrorized Nigeria before.
Dr. Katch, very quickly, I don't know if you've heard this story about INEC systematically deleting some voters from the voter register.
that is an accusation. That's an
no,
accusation.
but there's an
Let's
evidence to
not
that. But there's an
listen
evidence to
nonsense.
that because people have tried to check their status, and some who had PVC in their hand though cannot even see their data and their particulars
That
in
is
INEC
good.
portal anymore.
Now that we are seeing people act. Once the complaint starts, you will see INEC will probably just leave it and return the old
All right,
shit.
so somebody did ask a question that is the NDC and the Obedient Movement doing anything about that to ensure that the press on INEC not to do anything funny?
The fact that it has been discovered, outed, and exposed, we're doing something about it. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
We're doing
Thank you.
something about it.
Thank you so much. So, Dr. Katch, let me release you. I beg you. I'm so sorry. 1 a.m. Biko. Baram.
Thank you very
Forgive
much. I
me.
don't mind. It's
Thank
all
you.
in service to the people.
Thank
And I
you.
shall always be very happy to be available in order to
No, Catch
bring
is our man.
illumination to
It's
our
available.
country and our struggle and what we're going to.
Thank you. Thank you so
Amen.
much. We appreciate you, sir.
With
Thank you.
Thank you
your
for having me.
optimism for Nigeria.
You shouldn't. Sorry, Dr. Katch, I cut you off. You wanted to say something?
What you have to understand, leaders should be optimistic about tomorrow. You know,
Sure. In some
pessimism is
climes, not
not an
everywhere.
option. There's no option than to be optimistic. That way, your followers will know we're going somewhere. Look at now, after Buhari, are we not talking to ourselves? When Buhari was coming, people were telling us, Masugudu, Sugudu, those who will run, they should run. Nobody ran. Now Buhari now himself can run. He can't do the pass. We still get it, but we balance here.
At least he has gone to meet 72 virgins. That's good.
Exactly, he has gone to get his virgins, and we are still standing. So
Why are you
let's
guys
make
like
those
this?
things.
Why are you guys like this? Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Katch. I appreciate you big time. Let's do this again next week. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very
God
much.
bless you, sir. Thank you. Good night and God bless you.
Thank you for
And
having
for
me.
the rest of us, our Tales by Moonlight is continuing. So I need another. I'm taking a break now on this live to start another live in 10 minutes. Shebiona, don't make me make an sleep for nights. Now me and Donna. Because Peter will be that statement, I'll be that video when I'll be that talk when talk with European Parliament. We go dissect them, analyze them. And then there's a lot of who concerning that. Obi self need the rest. Why they waka they go European Union now? They don't use a gossip. So we also have to talk about that. I'll be like in the next 10 minutes. Let me just catch some fruits and drink water and drop cup. I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. I'll be back very shortly. Thank you so much. See you soon.
All right.
For every other person, I see. No, I know they talk good night. So no good night. See you guys soon. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.
All right.